Europe has been able to avoid massive supply disruptions and supply cuts in energy due to a benign weather, and also because the level of security of supply guaranteed by liquefied natural gas coming from the United States and the improvement in storage in the different European Union countries has cushioned the blow of the energy crisis. However, that energy crisis has not been eliminated and certainly is a long-term problem. And it's a much longer-term problem than what many believe, because the European Union's energy policy needs to change radically. To start with, the European energy policy should be directed towards two main goals: security of supply and competitiveness. Security of supply cannot be achieved if we put brakes or barriers to different technologies, eliminating nuclear, banning natural gas development, introducing more and more bureaucratic and even regulatory risk problems to invest in renewables, putting higher levels of barriers to the investment in hydro. All those things are certainly not helping either security of supply and certainly competitiveness. If we look also at the energy mix, creating a volatile and intermittent energy mix makes the consumer more exposed to commodities precisely when there's a tighter market, i.e. that what we see is that prices go up faster when solar and wind are not working, they're intermittent and they're volatile, and certainly those periods tend to coincide precisely with the periods in which natural gas prices, coal prices go through the roof. One of the big problems, therefore, is that the European Union's energy policy includes a massive level of taxation that is not aimed toward improving the competitiveness or security of supply of the energy sector. It's purely to generate more receipts for governments. If we think about this, the CO2 tax, which elevates prices for households and businesses, even when commodity prices go down, is certainly a big barrier to competitiveness. That those revenues coming from elevated CO2 prices should be used by governments to reduce the bill, not to increase them further. More importantly, the average tariff of a household in the European Union includes about 50% of regulated subsidies and taxes. Those things need to be reduced in periods like the ones that we have today, because the elevated energy inflation in the European Union is certainly partially self-inflicted. Higher CO2 costs, higher taxes, much worse access to technology through the barriers implemented by governments, and the banning of some of the investments in security of supply and alternative energies. So what we need to do is to eliminate those problems and barriers and continue with a policy that is aimed to improving those two factors, security of supply and competitiveness. Without it, it is only going to fail.